We have been lied to. For over a decade, we have believed that the first purchase using Bitcoin was two pizzas from Papa John's, May 22nd of 2010. It was 10,000 BTC for these two pizzas, which as of today would be millions and millions of dollars. But what if I told you in this video that that wasn't the first purchase with Bitcoin? And not only that, this changes everything on how we should view Bitcoin. As always, do not forget to like and subscribe for more real-time NFT and crypto content. Let's dive right in. So we're going to pull up somebody that's very respected, not only in the Bitcoin space, but in the NFT space. And of course, with ordinals arising, his name is Yudi. I'm going to botch his last name. I'm going to go for Weetheimer. Try to correct that in the comments if you want to. But anyways, he hosted a Twitter space today. What we thought was going to be clickbait ended up actually changing the course of everything. So here's some of the things that were discussed. The first purchase ever with Bitcoin was a JPEG for 500 Bitcoin in February of 2010. So if you remember correctly, that date we were talking about earlier with the pizza was actually in May of 2010. This JPEG purchase was in February. So if you want to look at the original document that it was, this was actually on an online forum. I'm just going to read this to you. It says, "Hello all, I've been decided to give Bitcoin a try as a test. I want to see if I can make $1 from selling a picture. According to this, 500 Bitcoin should roughly be $1 after PayPal fees." So we're going to scratch out all of this. "To get this picture, please send the coins to me and send private messages stating the time you sent them. I'll reply with your private message with a link to the picture, the image I am selling, blah, blah, blah," and it shows the address. And here it is on the blockchain. So why does this transaction at February 24th of 2010 matter so much? Well, part of it just goes on to how Bitcoin culture views memes. If you take a look right here, obviously this is a meme chart, but as ordinals were growing, a lot of people that were early to Bitcoin just hated on it, saying that this is taking up block space, this is full of scams, this is clogging up our network, Bitcoin wasn't made for this. Well, the thing is, what if the very first transaction on Bitcoin was we'll say a digital collectible? NFT, some people are calling it NFT, let's just say digital collectible for sake of argument. If it was that, and even if Satoshi could have been involved in the transaction, how substantial is that? That means since the beginning, Bitcoin should have been pro NFTs, pro digital collectibles, which completely shatters the whole hate against ordinals. For kicks and giggles, I bet you're wondering, well, what did they do with the Bitcoin after the transaction? They actually sold it around $470 back then, and it would be $13.5 million today. Also, where is this JPEG? There is a hunt going on right now with possibly the largest NFT influencer, Frank, founder of DeGods and Utes, looking for this JPEG and even tagging Dropbox to see that they can recover it, saying, "Hey Dropbox, can you please recover this image?" It was the first image ever purchased on Bitcoin, and it was for, he said, free. It was for $1, which, you know, it doesn't really matter at the end of things. And of course, we were not able to actually find the image. Now, I'm not going to lie, this next few steps does go a little bit over my head as I'm not as deep in Bitcoin culture. But if you click on this, somebody is saying that they did research and discovered city generator program called CityGen, which basically is going on the hunt to be able to find the image that was sold for 500 BTC in 2010. If you dig even further, you can see Satoshi making comments having a direct impact on the logo design of this transaction. So if there is a way to uncover this, we could be seeing possibly the holy grail of digital collectibles, NFTs, whether they keep it on whichever file that it was stored on or whether they inscribe it as an ordinal on whoever has that. I don't know how they're going to go about that, but I imagine finding this image is going to be substantial. So to some people out there, this might all look just really silly, like who cares if it was a digital collectible or a pizza. But to those who are involved in the NFT space, and now with the rising of ordinals and BRC20s and all of that, this matters a lot, because when you hear arguments like Satoshi would have hated this because it clogs the network and this is not what it's designed for, to him actually being part of a transaction that happened, which was the first transaction of a good, completely changes the origin story that we're talking about, and to me is more bullish on ordinals and NFTs. Of course, you know, this is all just speculating from the outside of people that are much smarter than me. I'm just documenting the journey and giving you the information along the way. Let me know how you feel down below in the comments. And by the way, I have made ordinal videos before. I was actually a part of the first 10,000 inscriptions and made a video on it before we crossed 10,000 inscriptions. If you want to check that video out, just check it out right here.